Hello everybody, I'm Leticia Castro and I am representing Brazil Design Center. Brazil Design Center is a non-for-profit institution that works nationally in Brazil, promoting the connection between businessmen and designers from the market. What we do is the connection between these two sides, trying to make the businessman understand how to use design, how important design is, and how design could be so strategic for their businesses, and how they could be more competitive using design in their products, services, packaging, and so on. So we have been working for 21 years doing this job here. We have many international partnerships, and through these international partnerships, we promote the Brazilian products abroad. During these 21 years working with design, we already organized more than 20 design programs. We made more than 500 talks, and we impacted more than 5,700 companies, teaching them how important design is and how they could use design as a strategic tool. To do our job, we have our own methodology that's called Design in Practice. And this methodology helped us to work the businessmen, respecting their different cultures and way of work. But this methodology helped us to make the businessmen understand all the design process and how they could manage all this design work. Since 2018, Brazil Design Center became signatory of the UN Global Compact, and we became to share the Sustainable Development Goals. And working with it, we started to think and question how could design could really help with the sustainability whole. How could design could help to build a better world? And we started to organize a seminar, an event that we called Design for a Better World. And the idea of this seminar was to discuss how design could help in these new challenges that are upcoming, and how we could involve businessmen and designers in this new economy model, in this circular model. And the idea of the seminar allowed us to discuss design in this approach, and allowed us to teach some people how we could really contribute using design as innovation and a strategic tool to the sustainability. And this year we decided to launch a new project that is the Design for a Better World Prize, which is a prize that is focused in highlight design solutions with a positive impact for the society. And the idea of the prize is to give visibility of new solutions and ideas and things that could be really good for our world and with a good positive impact for everybody. And here in Brazil Design Center, we have a concept. We create a concept for the Design for a Better World idea, and I will read this concept for you. There are products, projects, services, and experiences that take into account the construction of a better world, which aim to improve our quality of life and the environment in which we live, through solutions in economically viable, socially fair, and environmentally correct. Valorize the design chain in the circular economy. Promote alternatives capable of generating a positive impact on the world in which we live. An attribute capable of valuing innovative and sustainable solutions, improving products, services, and businesses, looking to a better future. Search for solutions that use cleaner process with less impact, production efficiency, reduction in the use of raw materials, waste reduction and reuse of water, recyclability, reuse, easy maintenance, new business model, energy efficiency, circular economy, traceability, transparency, reciprocability, inclusion, democracy, among others. So we believe that design could do a lot of things to improve our life here. And since 2009, we became an IF representative office here in Brazil. We were one of the first representative offices from IF in the world. And now we are very proud of being part of the IF Design Marathon. As a National Design Center representing Brazil, we will talk about design and sustainability. To do it, we invited important design professionals in Brazil to share with us their point of view about the subject that became our purpose, to build a better world through design. We made some questions to the super designers, to the super Brazilian designers, and I will share with you the 3 questions. How do you see design as a tool that generates positive impact on society? How can design contribute for society to build a better world? How do you imagine design in the near future? And I will let you with our specialists that we invited, Gustavo Greco, Ronald Kapaz, Angela Carvalho, Furf Design Studio. We believe in the power of design, and we believe that through design we can build a better world. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.
Design is, in essence, doing good. We can imagine a bad design, but we can't imagine an evil design. That is to say, design was always meant to transform the world in a positive way, with provoking a positive impact and doing the most using the least. That is to say, optimization of resource, respect of resources, and respect of all the elements that are connected through transformation of matter into meaning. Design is, in essence, doing good. We can imagine a bad design, but we can't imagine an evil design. That is to say that the essence of design is transforming the world always in the direction of a better place to live, a better place to share, and a beautiful place to respect, contemplate, and enjoy. So we can imagine that our responsibility is to spread that mindset in the most positive and broad way. Thinking about design in the next future, I would say that we can spread through design a positive and creative mindset that would respect the other, respect the planet, respect the ecosystem that we are part of and don't own, and transform the way we are dealing now with resources so that we can honor the heritage that we received and leave a better world to our children.
Hi, I am Angela Carvalho, designer, photographer, and also Kung Fu practitioner. For me, to be agents of positive social impact, we as designer, we need to think more broadly about the effect, primary and secondary effect of our work in the world. I believe that in times of uncertainty and transformation like we are now experiencing, knowing how to ask questions is even more important than to give answers, to give solutions. Just to remember, wrong questions lead to wrong answers. Yeah. We need to have courage in this moment to ask unusual questions, to have creative doubts, or also to look to the world with new eyes. That's the challenge now for me. And to remain relevant in this moment, designers have to be like curators of the emerging technology, putting them into the service of inclusion and social well-being. For me, is that the more important thing. I think our role, social role, will increase, and will be more and more necessary if you know how to act as agents of change, promoters of innovation, and creators of sustainable scenarios. As I said, I am a Kung Fu practitioner, and I saw some convergences with design and Kung Fu. For example, in Kung Fu, as in design, it's an important skill to read scenarios. Because if we can read the scenario, we can act properly. And that means that's no right or wrong solution. Because changing scenarios require flexibility and constant adaptation. That's very important for me in this moment. Other things that in Kung Fu and design have is the same. We need the other. We need to create bridges. That's why the questions are so important. Because questions unlock our intelligence. Questions are provoke our intelligence, and allow us to have multiple perspectives from different people. And that leads us to the other point, that's listening. So important now. It's important because we can understand the difference between ourselves and the other, and to be more open, and to understand, and to be more to have more empathy. The other thing that is really important now is to use our intelligence and our creativity, because as designer we can bring ideas to reality, to make this idea visible, and that's so important in this moment. Well, the exponential growth of artificial intelligence will not stop. And also, the popularization of design thinking has meant that more and more people in different areas act as designers. That will be the future. Everyone will be a designer. In the near future, the biggest challenge will be to bring human values to technology. And that's not an easy task. Therefore, to remain relevant, more designers will need additional knowledge and expertises to contribute in multidisciplinary context. More important of all these things is that we will have to redesign ourselves, to reinvent our way of acting, and making ourselves responsible of our actions. I really don't know how design will be in the future, in the near future or in the future, but I bet that designers will have to change. Thank you very much.
I'm Gustavo Greco and I'm going to respond to the questions with a practical example. Belo Horizonte, the town where I was born, is the 5th largest city in Brazil and occupies the rank of 3rd place in the number of favelas, slums, in the country. In Brazil, back in 2015, there were 12.3 million people living in favelas. Out of this total, 40% dreamed of running their own business, and a further 63% of these wanted to run this business within the slum where they lived. In partnership with an NGO, Fa.Vela, our project Design Meets the Corre was founded in 2016 with the aim of creating business identity projects for these entrepreneurs in the favelas, fostering the birth, growth, and prosperity of their brands. Throughout these 5 years, more than 100 businesses participating in the project have had their brands created by the design professionals in the city who work in the area. In order for this to happen, it was necessary to create a community composed of other designs from around the city, in addition to my team, to get involved in a cause and to lend their talent pro bono in the creation of these identities. The way that I think about design has been transformed by this experience. For me, to reflect on real projects for the real world, I must first understand this world. I must perceive contrasts and try as far as possible and to the best of my ability to minimize them. This experience has also made me pay more attention to a question that should be raised regarding all the brands that we work with. What is our place in the world? Mine is to promote and exercise the power of design, the power of connection to construct and materialize dialogues, to understand more and more each day the transversality of the profession, the magic of interdisciplinarity and multiplicity of a country of continental dimensions and its copious cultural heritage influences, as well as its contrasts and contradictions. In a globalized world full of environmental crises, we confront the digital more imperative, with increasingly intense scenarios related to communication, economics, politics, and culture. Because of this, the need for discussion regarding the social role of design becomes more and more urgent. Understanding the proper place and attribution of profession and the capacity for design as a discipline for promoting change around us is more than enough motivation for me. The power of design as an agent of overcoming crises, both social and economics, is historic. And in the way in which we solve highly complex problems, it has never been so important for brands to make it clear where and what they came from, focused on the human being always. We live in a reality that is progressively more and more all about imagery. Due to this, a designer must be conscious of the weight of their responsibility when placing more visual projects into the world. It is impossible to disassociate a project from the values and concepts that it originated from the ideologies underneath and behind it. Design is never neutral. Considering that what you do in the majority of cases is working for someone else, design will always have fundamentally social and political role. I look for solutions that stand out by the excellence of their execution, while at the same time stimulate our feelings and foster our coexistence. And those that show that even when silent, design can make daily life better for everyone.
Hello there, I'm Rodrigo Brenner, and this is my friend Marcio Noronha, and he's my business partner. We are the founders of Furf Design Studio, a product design studio from Curitiba, Brazil.
And for us, design is a great tool for humanization, and it's all about connection, about creating a meaningful connection between people, between projects, between purpose. And it can be something very grand that can change an entire community, or it can be something very simple, like something that brings a tiny bit of poetry into somebody's life on their daily basis and brightens up their day and can make their heart smile. So we must take in consideration that we are, as human beings, we're part of nature, and everything we build, everything we create is for people, right? So every opportunity of designing something new, we must take in consideration that we have a great opportunity of creating impact for people and for nature. So this is something that we find very, very beautiful about design.
And when we think about the future, and when we think about designing the future, we truly believe that Furf, it's all about inclusion and so many different levels of perception of this world. It's like including new materials, such as biomaterials, but not forgetting classic materials like wood and something like this, but always including more and more opportunities, including more and more people, more specialists, not only designing with designers for designers that we will understand the product, but for us it's really important to include as many people as possible, as many materials as possible, as many knowledge as possible. So for us to design our future, we must include as much as we can, always thinking about the quality, always thinking about the functionality, but maybe most important of this, always thinking about the meaning and the poetry of the design.
Thank you very much. Dankeschön e muito obrigado.
Let's design the future together.